Hello, my name is Myra Tanksley, and I am recording this on December the 20th, 2015. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Jesusmas and a Happy New Year, and just give thanks to the Lord for being in me and my son's life, and giving us hope and encouragement and love and eternal life. So we just thank the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Um, Unfortunately, me and my son have been victims of a very corrupt, evil system. I don't want to say system, but system comprising of government authorities and agencies and attorneys or lawyers that are working in this system. My son is 22 years old. He'll be 23 in April of 2016. He is autistic, very nice, well-mannered, intelligent, handsome young man that I have been honored to have in my life as my son. I'm proud to be his mother. But he has been abused, neglected, and exploited by the system. And that has been proven. There's 2 Facebook pages that I have created that shows that I'm not just full of hot air. There's evidence consisting of documents, pictures, and these audio videos. I call them audio videos. I don't really show the videos or pictures on these audio videos. I mean, they're videos because they're uploaded to YouTube, but they really don't have a lot of pictures. A lot of the pictures and stuff that I do have are on the 2 Facebook pages. And I do have a YouTube channel with at least 40 of these audio videos and counting. But a lot of times when I go to YouTube, I'll be really concentrating on letting people hear the audio recordings that backs up what I say. I'm an evidence girl. I don't just sit up and make up things on evil, sick people or this evil, sick, wicked system. I can just go ahead and not only tell people about it or expose it, I can back it up. And since I am an advocate for my son, I am a Christian. I know, and I've seen God do things already in this situation. He's a just God. He's a wonderful, awesome, merciful God, but God will punish sin and wickedness, especially when you're dealing with Christians, and he's got a purpose for that person's life. So I've seen him do things already. And the Bible can give you answers of how God will deal with people, agencies, governments, nations, anybody that is not on the like I was telling this, and her name is Sanford, Erin Sanford, and she's a fraudian, because I don't call her a guardian, I call her a fraudian. She was appointed by the corrupt probate court to be his limited fraudian, not guardian. And I said, you're already on the wrong side of the ring. But when you start, and I'll get to that later, that'll be on the Facebook page. And because she was telling me that I shouldn't be discussing my son moving back home because it's not in his best interest. And I said, well, we not only discuss it, we take it to the Lord in prayer. I said, we pray about it. He's a Christian, and so am I. And I said that we have a constitutional right to do that. And I said, but see, you're going to have yourself in a lot of trouble with God, because he wants my son to know him, and he wants my son to know that he's in this situation and in his life, and that's God's will for my son to have hope, encouragement. Because you see these very evil, sick, wicked people like this particular fraudian where they oppress people and exploit them, abuse them, neglect them, but they don't want people to have hope. And my son is a Christian, and he likes for me to pray with him, and it gives him hope and encouragement. And that's what Jesus wants for him too. I said, so you don't want to be up there trying to mess with God's will, because you can make all the plans you want. Uh, any human being can, but God's will be done. And when he has a purpose, because God will work through people that other people count out, because to a lot of people, he's nothing. To the system, he's nothing but federal money. That's all he is. He's disabled. He's African American and stuff, because there's always racial overtones in this country, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. Because me and my son had just been one of the many families that have had, the complexities of autism in our lives, but the other mothers didn't get blamed for his behavior, or the other autistic individuals, they don't get blamed for their disability or their aggressive behaviors, but me and my son did, and we continue to be. But we're Christians, and that's something that people should know. And I told her, and I told the idiots over there at CDC, I said, we're Christian. We're not in this thing by ourselves. Now, if you think you can outbox God, because I've seen God take people's life, put out the life of one guy. I've seen him shut down things or not allow things to progress. And he's, to let me know, this is me. Because we can, as Christians, the Lord will let us know and make sure that we know that he's in this thing with us, and he'll do things that didn't happen from nobody else but him. And he ain't nothing to play with. He will punish sin, and he will punish injustice. He will make that injustice and turn into a stream of justice. And God has his way of dealing with people, So, this particular Sanford, she continues to, and that's what this audio video is about. She sent me a letter December 7th, and you need to go to the Facebook pages. One is called The Abuse and Neglect of Autistic Marquise Tanksley by the Government, and the other one is called Justice for Autistic Marquise Tanksley. And a lot of evidence on there. Please start at the beginning. Don't just start from the recent post. The abuse and neglect has a lot of just pictures of my son being abused and neglected, and documents and all that kind of stuff. Something that a parent doesn't want to see when you go in there and see your child and stuff. But she had sent me a letter December 7, 2015. I just got it and read it. And one of the things she was saying is that she had proposed a supervised paid visit location for me and my son. The Lord shut it down because my son is not being abused and neglected and exploited by me. He's being abused, neglected, and exploited by the system and her. But and then it was a deterrent, because after 1 hour you had to pay $30. But it was also to be supervised, because they know that I'm exposing them. They don't want me exposing them. And she had put in there that I didn't have legal authority. Well, yeah, I do. I don't have to have legal authority to be affected by my son. And when he was actually punched in the chest by a state of Ohio worker, December 1st, 2012, guess who was the guardian? I was the guardian. I said, but anything you do to him, you do to Mama Bear. That's why you have victim statements and stuff. When you mess with somebody's loved one and you harm them, a loving, supportive family member is affected. They feel that pain. They suffer because of that. And then when he will come in there, and this is when he was at the state facility, because they don't want me to see him now. They don't want me to see the way that he's being continually abused. Because they got him in some old rundown townhome, but they won't let me see him. They don't want me to see how bad it is. I know the location, but it's a rundown townhome. They don't want me to see, you know, the way they got him living. They don't want me to see him because they know I'm exposing him. And I'm doing it because it ought to be reported. I think the Lord is, I know he's using my son as a vessel, but he's using me too. Because he said, no, Marquise ain't going through that, and that's my son's name, because he deserves it. He ain't done nothing to them people, and neither have you. He said, but I'll take it and work it the way, and I'll get all the glory, honor, and praise, because when all said and done, they'll know that I was on his side and your side. And so she was saying that, and when she, after she sent the letter, and like I said, I just got it, just received it, read it, I promptly called her, but she will not talk to me. And because she can't stand the truth. Corrupt people can't stand to hear the truth, and they're not honest people. So I left her a message, and I told her, I said, when you tell me that we can't have no family visits, you're not only blocking a son from seeing his mother, you're blocking a mother from seeing her son. I got a big problem with that. I love my child like you love your child, or whatever you got in your life. And anything, and I got to come in there and because she was the fraudian, like when they first illegally put him over there in the state facility, just giving you the background, because he's no longer in state facility. They went ahead and put him in this rundown townhome owned by the state of Ohio in March of 2015. But before that, from November 2012 to March 2015, he was in a state facility being abused, attacked, and neglected, and traumatized, and everything else. And they went ahead and gave her the fraudianship January the 9th, 2013. No, I want to say January, at the end of January. But I said, when I go up there and I have to see my son the way I've seen him over and over and over again, you know, unexplained injuries, and him crying and telling me all of this stuff, I said, that affects me too. I'm a victim as a mother that loves and cares about her child. When I bring clothes up there, just brand new clothes all the time, just sets of clothes, and I don't see him wearing 90% of it, I'm a victim in that. That's my money that I pay for my son. But I really, really, you know, had pleasure in buying my son clothes like I've done all his life. And I don't get to see it. The clothes that I want my son to wear, that I know that he, you know, will be comfortable in wearing, and it'll be clean, and, you know. I said, you better believe I'm going to expose this stuff. I said, I don't care the name of the pages might have Marquise, but it can easily read Marquise and Mom. I said, but, you know, I'm a victim in this thing. And then she was saying something about not discussing him moving back home. And like I said, well, we not only discuss it. And this is what I left in her voicemail. I said, we take it to the Lord in prayer. I said, we have a right to do that. I said, but me and my son, I mean, he's been telling me ever since he's been held hostage by these evil people that he wants to come home. And I don't ignore it. I discuss it, and we take it to the Lord in prayer. So she had said that, and then she wanted me to send her emails from now on. I said, you don't dictate to me. I said, I do not send corrupt people emails. That's not going to happen. I don't send corrupt people any emails, not from none of my accounts. And then, of course, she wanted him to be on Skype, you know, like you can use Skype. I know you've been requesting to see your son and visit your son, but you're going to use Skype. I said, reject. I'm not going to treat him like a criminal and treat me like a criminal. But all of this, people say, why? I said, because, for one thing, they know, because I am a registered nurse, being one for almost, it'll be 29 years in March. So almost 30 years I've been a registered nurse, and I've already been exposing them. I said, lady, you already exposed, and you're going to continue to be exposed, because you're not just hurting my son, you're hurting me. And anything that you do to him affects me. And I'm even directly. I said, when you block our family visits, and I haven't been able to visit him since March the 15th, 2015. 15. And then I'll go into this audio content for this particular audio video. You're not, like I said, you're not blocking the son from seeing his mother. You're also blocking the mother from seeing her son. So I'm a victim. I'm victimizing it as a mother. As a mother. And because she said it wasn't in his best interest. And it just makes you want to puke. I said, you talking about some best interest of my son, and you don't allow him to be placed in a location where staff is consistently abusing him in every way, neglecting him. You're doing it too. You're abusing and neglecting him, exploiting him for the SSI check, with what, $750 a month. You done allowed a psychiatrist to put him on a whole new drug, which is lithium, and then a higher dosage of thorazine. When I seen my son, because I haven't been able to visit him since March the 15th, 2015, but the Lord let me see him July the 8th, 2015. Didn't get to visit him. I got to view him. And you can see that picture on Facebook too. He had gained so much weight from the lithium. Because March the 15th, 2015, he didn't even look the same when I seen him July the 8th, 2015. He had gained so much weight, it just looked like somebody had inflated him with helium, especially around his head, neck, and chest, and his abdomen. But she has allowed some quack, some psychiatrist, to put him on this medication that now he at least weighs 300 pounds, at least. And he kind of said something that there's scales in the townhome. Because my son is able to tell me some things. That's why God can use him. He's not nonverbal. He's still got delays as an autistic person, but he's still able to tell me things. And he said, I weigh over 300 pounds. But, it's made him deteriorate as far as his health. There's times when he's talking to me and we're talking on the phone, he's laying down. You can hear him struggling to breathe. You can hear stridor. You can, and I said, are you having problems breathing? He said, yeah. He said, I want to get back down to 211 and stuff. But she has allowed this quack to put him on medication that has made him obese. So he's at least 300 pounds. He's got skin fungus every place. The Lord revealed that to me by having this dermatologist call me. Because God, you can't outbox God. That's what I told this wicked woman. And they left me a message and said, yeah, well, we're trying to confirm her appointment. This is the dermatology appointment. But my son told me, he said, yeah, he's got fungus all over his skin. He's got still the real bad, the dandruff problem. And she's talking about best interest of Marquise. He has to live around a staff and I have heard them verbally abuse him, that emotionally abuse him. He has to be around staff that neglects him. He barely gets a full meal. They feed him all kind of stuff. They were giving him coffee. I said, what in the world are they giving a 22-year-old coffee for? He's being chemically abused. It takes probably about 900 milligrams of thorazine. And then he's on this lithium. And I said, it just makes you puke. I can't stand a hypocrite. You're going to talk to me about well-being of my son, and his health done deteriorated. You're exploiting him for the SSI money that you get every month. You're nothing but a fraudian. He's forced to live around people that abuse and neglect him. But why should she care? She's abusing and neglecting him and exploiting him for the federal SSI monies and stuff. But, it just makes you want to puke. So, and I told him, I said, well, I told her in the message, I said, he's not a criminal. I said, even you have inmates are able to have, face-to-face visits. It might be behind a screen, but some of them you can give them a hug and stuff. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to get on no Skype. And I said, really, we're confusing. But, I'm not going to treat my son like a criminal, and I ain't going to allow you to treat me like a criminal. I said, I ain't abusing him. I ain't neglecting him. I ain't exploiting him like y'all have been doing. and you've been doing it for a while. I said, no Skype. I said, but my son been talking about coming back home ever since he's been in, held hostage. So let me go ahead and get to this. But that's what she was saying in this letter. And I, couldn't really elaborate like I'm doing now, because when you got to leave a message in a voicemail, it can, before you know it, cut you off and stuff. So I didn't really get to elaborate like I am now. But I said, oh no, that's going to stay on Facebook. I said, because it needs to be exposed for the stuff that y'all doing. And I said, I'm a Christian. I said, you do what you have to do, and me and Jesus will do the rest. And when I say that, I'm not trying to equal because Jesus is God. He's God the Son. God the Son is God. God the Father is God. And God the Holy Spirit is God. They're all one and equal. So I'm not trying to say that I'm on the same level as Jesus. What I'm saying is that I'm a Christian, and he tells me what to do. And all I have to do is be faithful and believe. That's all me and Marquise has to do. But I said, we're Christians. We only not discuss it. We take it to the Lord in prayer. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, it needs to be exposed. I said, because I'm a victim in this. And that's why you have a lot of these victim statements and stuff. You up there screwing over, or you done something wrong to somebody's loved one. And they've been supportive and loving, and you taking their companionship away, because they have always tried to put a wedge between me and my son. I said, that can't happen. I said, you cannot sever our bond, because he loves mom and mom loves him. And God's going to punish these people. I told her, I said, God going to deal with you. He going to settle the case with you, because he ain't happy with the way my son's been treated, and me as well, as a mother, and for me to have to go in there. And how would you like to go in there and see your son and they got all kind of wounds and scars and fresh injuries on this plane, and he crying to you, telling you how people's treating him and beating on him and tying him down, staff and residents, and you seeing him with raggedy clothes, and you just bought a whole set of brand new clothes for him. How would you like to see that? Would you like to go in there and see that? And of course, I never really tried to show it, because I didn't want to really upset him, But I got pictures of him in tears, and just tons and tons of audio tapes of him telling me, how he wants to come back home and stuff. And I said, you gonna, because he's on our side. I said, God gonna settle the case with you in that system. And when all's said and done, he's on the throne. Because he's not happy. Because he told me, he said, I'm not, but I'll turn it around for y'all's good. It'll be for y'all's good. He said, but I'll deal with them people. Because that's just total injustice. And there's a lot of people that I'm sure we're not the only ones, even though I've never seen such repeated abuse and neglect and exploitation in my life. Because this has been going on for, we're talking about 3 years. That this stuff this time around has been going on, because he's been abused in school. He's been abused by MRDD or DD, child corruption services or child neglect services. And when I was trying to get help for him and stuff, they treat him like crap, try to blame me for the behaviors, because nobody knows about autism. I had yet to see it and stuff. But then I think that racial factor came in there. She's black. Let's accuse the black mother of, blaming and blame her for his aggressive behaviors, which was due to autism and the puberty and hormones that he was going through. I could write a book on that stuff, but it's going to be God's will, and he's in control. That's why I was telling Sanford, I said, he gonna deal with you, because you got to be concerned. You should be concerned, whether you believe in Jesus or not, or God, or whatever you are and stuff. You need to be concerned that you're not stepping on God's toes, because he will put you down and move you out of the way, and he can do it as far as however any way that he wants to do it. So let's go ahead And get to this. So she has been accusing me of and consistently lying, saying that the reason why this pay supervised location visit didn't work is because I wouldn't follow the rules. Well, on this particular one, because it'll be two of them that I'm going to make, you will hear the male staff, his name is Rob, tell me that, because I went March the 15th, 2015, seeing my son. It was supposed to be weekly. So I went up there a week later, which was March the 22nd, 2015, and he wasn't there. I'm going like, wait a minute, where's my son at? I said, because Sanford, the fraudian, told me that she was, of course, she wasn't doing it for our good. She just wanted to try to make sure that she could get these people, because these people were supervised visits and paid. So, because the boy told me on March the 15th, he said, yeah, we write up visits for the courts and stuff, So I'm going like, huh? And it's like, really, like, the mother would drop off the kid and then the father would come 15 minutes later and be able to visit with them. So it's really like a dueling parenting custody stuff. I said, because this woman ain't my son's father, so we don't really have that scenario going on in reality, because corrupt people can't handle reality. They're liars, and they don't want you to tell them about it. They're very evil, sick people. So he had told me that. He said, yeah, we write up visits for the courts. So when I went up there March the 22nd, because I got March 15th on audio tape too, because my son refused to leave. He refused to leave at the end of our visit, because it was only like an hour or something, and he wouldn't go out. He would not go out. And then they didn't want me to walk out with him, because they don't want you to see the abuse and them, the way they talked to him and probably was pulling on him and manhandling. They don't want you to see the staff do that, especially a whistleblowing mother like me that believes in getting evidence, So on March 22nd, like I said, he wasn't up there. So I was talking to the male staff, and he confirmed, as short and sweet, and you'll hear him say, well, we didn't know that, whether you were coming up here or not, because nobody never confirmed with us. And he said, and we didn't even get confirmation that it would be weekly visits. I said, what? I said, I got a letter from Sanford, the fraudian. I call it the fraudian now. I said, because that ain't nothing but fraud, taking money and letting your ward be treated like an animal. I said, because he doesn't even get a full meal. The food is always low and everything. But I said, she wrote me a letter, said these things would, these visits would be every week, go up there, do your orientation, and that sort of thing. But she's always been a real sick liar, and she was saying that that I wouldn't go up to the visits. Well, I went March 15th and I went March 22nd, but he wasn't there. So when I brought that up, that's what he told me. He said, oh no, ain't nobody never even confirmed that you were going to be having visits up here weekly. So let's get to that. It's real short and sweet. And then we'll move to the other audio video of the female telling me that she didn't think that this place was the right place for us to visit. That's after I had told her, I said, why don't you give these people a call? I don't have the number. At that time, I didn't even have the number, and didn't really even know where my son had been moved to, but God revealed it later on to me. And I said, because he's supposed to be up here today. You need to call and see where he's at. And she called, and then, she went into a room, and then when she came out, I heard her saying, but you couldn't hear, I can't really say that you could hear it clear on the tape because she was across the room. But when she came out of that room, she was telling the staff, this ain't the place for them to visit. Because the staff lied on my son, said he punched out a hole in the wall and he wasn't coming. That's the reason why he wasn't coming. But they probably didn't set up, because like the boy said, nobody set up a visit with us. And my son, because I told him on March the 15th, I said, I'll see you next week, next Sunday. And he probably said, I want to go see my mom. I want to see her face. Because that's what he likes to say. I want to see my mom. I want to see your face. And they probably said, you ain't going. And he might have had some aggression. But when I asked Marquise about it, he denied that he punched a hole in the wall. But you'll actually be able to hear her say to me, yeah, this ain't the place for y'all to visit. Nothing like, well, Sanford saying that, you ain't able to visit at Welcome to Our World because you refuse to do visits there. If I refused to do visits, I wouldn't have went there March the 15th and March the 22nd, So this is how sick this woman is. Or I didn't follow rules. And she did that to me another time at Grant, where she said that I was removed from an outpatient visit because I created disturbance. Well, go to the YouTube channel, look under it, look under Lion Limited Guardian or whatever, and you'll see that the real reason was because I wasn't a guardian. And that's on tape. The security guard said, you have to leave because you're not the guardian. Not because I was creating a disturbance, like, Sanford told the corrupt probate court. So she's just, she's a liar. She's an evil, evil liar. And I said, for an attorney to be that way, I said, well, I wonder why they still have a license. A lying attorney. I said, they need to be disbarred. I mean, it's just a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the profession, to the legal profession. So, you will hear him, just simply say, we didn't know you were coming. Nobody ever confirmed to us that you would have weekly visits. I said, I got the letter. The woman, if you could call her that, sent me the letter, said it'll be every week. And he said, ain't nobody never confirmed nothing with us. So here it is. And then we'll go ahead and do the other one. So let me get to it and make sure this thing is as loud as it can be. All right, here you go. I think he thought that he probably be seeing me today too,
Right.
And just,
that's yeah, we just hadn't heard from anyone as far as.
What, somebody has to call y'all every week?
No, but they never confirmed that this was going to be a weekly visit.
Really? So what do y'all do? Yeah, that don't make sense though. Why would they have you orientate if it wasn't going to be a...
Well, we do an orientation with all families, and then we typically
So there you have it, because I didn't want to just keep, making this a lot longer, because I usually always give a background and then I put the evidence, the audio evidence, and then I usually go ahead and finish it up like I am right now. And there you have it. He said, well, nobody confirmed that it was a weekly visit, but yet she put that it would be weekly visits, and that I had to go to the orientation, which I did, and then the visits would start March the 15th, and they would be weekly. But for her to continuously, maliciously slander me and say, well, you didn't go to the visit, because first they said I refused to visit, and then I didn't follow the rules. But, you'll hear from the female staff member that, no, this ain't the place for y'all to visit. And moving forward, I said, well, just go ahead and tell her. Just write her and tell her that, and I said, it's not. I said, we're not this is not a dueling custody thing where, my son is a minor that has to visit with dad, and mom and dad ain't getting along, so mom drops the kid off, and then dad can come and visit, or whatever the visiting schedule is for the course. I said, that's not what this is. I said, there's no abuse, neglect, or exploitation involved except for by the system and stuff. So, there you have it. The next one will be of the female staff member. You will hear me saying to her, why don't you call and see what's going on? To see if what's going on with my son, because he's supposed to be up here. We're supposed to have weekly visits. I'm here. I want to see my baby, and call. And you'll hear her say, at this point, I don't know who to call, but she eventually did call. So anyway, here you have it. Please go to the abuse and neglect of autistic Marquise Tanksley by the government on Facebook, and then Justice for Autistic Marquise Tanksley. If you go to Myra Tanksley, you'll be able to see the links to that. And I will put a post out there, at least on those two pages. I might put it on my Myra Tanksley page, addressing what this awful, evil woman put in that letter. And my son finally did get his high school diploma, because like I said, I tape everything, because I got numerous recordings of me not probing her, but suggesting that you call the district and get my son's diploma. So I'm looking forward to seeing that diploma and everything when the Lord brings him back home. Because that's my faith. Whether you agree with it or not, because I know and have seen too much stuff that God has already done in this thing. And he doesn't need anybody to believe in him for him to get the job done. Because my son ain't being punished by Jesus. And neither am I. He'll take it and work it for his glory. And hopefully it'll help other people down the line what I'm just saying is that he's in control of me and Marquise's life. He's in control of their lives, whether they believe in him or not. And he is an awesome God. He's a loving God. So I'm looking forward to God intervene, just seeing how he puts a stop to all of this, and the wonderful, awesome things he does. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't make no mistakes. The time is right. The way is right. He's God. He can't make a mistake. So there you have it. Those are the 2 pages. Go ahead and look for the next audio video showing that this woman, because she put that in a letter, that the reason why this thing didn't work out was because of me. So you heard a boy, just recapping, his name is Rob. He said, well, I didn't know y'all were coming today. And furthermore, nobody ever confirmed that these visits would be weekly. So there you have it. And on to the next audio video. Thank you. And again, I wish the best for you. Thank you for listening.